Good morning, Dave Snyder here. It is the 21st, I do believe, of November 2016. And I want to show people, I don't want to scare anybody or anything like that, but I think this should be taken very seriously. New Zealand, basically, what you're sitting, you look at the seafloor around New Zealand. Okay? This is like nothing but a big volcano. You're sitting on the top of a big volcano. There's no doubt about that. If this is what the seafloor really looks like, and if all the other continents really show what I'm about to show you, then you're sitting on top of a big volcano that's probably going to, you already know that you're in a volcanic area. You already know that. Very volcanically active area. You know that already. But you don't know you probably aren't aware of just how big of a volcano you're sitting on. You might be now that you've had all these earthquakes, but let me just show you something. Okay, so if we go to the internet, and if we search, we'll search, what is it, South America, New Zealand, connection. Oh, I wanted to do that on Google. I don't want to use this right here. Okay, New Zealand, South. Okay, not that. Okay, not that either. Once linked right here. See this? Oh, and then Florida. Wow, Florida as well. Okay. This is I haven't even. I don't know if I read this. This is probably the one I read. Okay, this essay is part of which offers inquiry biological. There's just a big time connection to the geology and everything to South America. I'm not going to read it. You can check this out yourself. But there's definitely a connection. You see it right there. I'll just leave that there in case we need to come back. Okay, and I'll show you that connection right now. Many times in the past 5 years, I've shown you the overlay of South America over this spot right here, this location on the earth. South America, once upon a time, was right here. You see this curve right here on the ocean? That curve is right here in South America. Right there. Okay? And New Zealand in South America, basically this is the same shape as New Zealand right here. Basically right here. This is the volcano that sits in the middle of it, the whole thing, basically. Okay? And I'm not saying that's how it sits today, where you're at today. It may not, you're right on top of it. I think you're right. This is it right here. You can see it. You can see the volcano. This is the caldera right here, or whatever. All these earthquakes are happening right here on the edge of this big volcano. Yes, indeed. That's why that's open right there. That big opening. Okay, that's a big deal. I would seriously consider. I don't know. I don't want to scare anybody, but I just want you to understand where you're sitting. Okay, that's it. That's all. I mean, you probably know better than I do where you're at. I've never been to New Zealand before, but I can tell you that this spot matches that spot in New Zealand. So what happened was South America moved. That's why everything was. All these people that they say that all the people came from Asia and they took the land bridge over here into South America. No. They were all connected. South America was right here next to. They were all together right here. All the continents were all together right here in this area where all the subduction is. You can see that this is the most. We already know that this is the most active area of volcanoes and earthquakes on the planet, from Japan all the way down to here, all the way over to South. I know there's a lot in California, but they're not even near what we get over here. Anyways, when South America was here, or after it moved away from here and went where it is today, whichever direction it went, it doesn't even matter because it's no longer there. Now New Zealand becomes, an island from the same volcano that created this area of South America. right here. That's why the geology matches. It's basically, you can see New Zealand in here, right here. It's right here. The shape of New Zealand. You can overlay it. It fits right in there. And you can see what it built. Look at what it built. Okay, it definitely was here. I've done the overlays. It does go here. It was here before. Another place that you can, where you will see that this volcano has built, is in Florida. And it's kind of funny that that article, as you've seen, Florida wildflowers. That's just another connection. See, and I didn't even I read this a couple years ago. I just brought this up again just now. I mean, a couple years ago I looked this up. And I didn't even remember the Florida part, but since the time that I looked this up, there's been a weather in Florida, a weather pattern that I've noticed in Florida one day that was the shape of New Zealand. That is something, because I think I have that overlaid still. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it didn't get saved. I don't think it probably didn't. Oh, maybe. I don't think it did. Anyways, yeah, there it is. There's the weather that was in Florida one day. See the shape? Now, I know people are going to say, it looks sort of like it, but it is the same thing. It is the same thing. I know what I'm looking at here when I see that. You see the resemblance there? Now, if you take this, just a picture of regular old Florida without any weather, and you overlay it over New Zealand, you'll see some amazing things. The geology does match very well in Florida to the shape of New Zealand, and all it does. This part right here would be extended upwards, but this is weather, so it's being shaped by other things as well, not just the Earth. The Earth shapes the weather, but it's also affected by the winds and everything like that. So this part right here would be sticking up, and then it would be a perfect match. But you can see that that's New Zealand. People that live in New Zealand would go, "Whoa, that looks like New Zealand," right? Okay, so the volcano that I'm saying is right here, would be right here. Let's look at Florida right there in that spot, and we can see in Florida. When we look at Florida, I'm just doing this for the first time. It could be right here, this spot here. It also has a big continental shelf around the outside of Florida, bigger than anything over here. But all this, you can see all around here, it's got this big continental shelf, and that could be something else creating all that. But that volcano Florida was shaped by the same thing, the same volcano as that area. The area in New Zealand. I know people say, how did it get all the way up there? Well, you can take and overlay North America in so many places over in this spot. Here's New Caledonia. I mean, it all goes here. There's a spot in Australia that you can totally match up with the west coast of North America. So North America was down here. Everything was down here. Africa, everything. So anyways, I'm just wanted to let people know you can look into that yourself. If you have any interest in checking out your history of this area, because I'll tell you what, I'd be getting the hell out of there. That's just me. I know you live there, you got to be there, whatever, your livelihood's there, whatever. But if I was there, see, because I live easy, I live pretty simply. I don't, I'm not tied to anything. I can go anywhere and just pick up where right where I left off here, pretty much. So I would be gone. You know what I mean? If the seabed starts to lift 5-6 feet out of the ocean, I'm out of there. If I get 100 earthquakes in a week, I'm out of there. I'm gone. Just like Japan, when they had that earthquake, if I lived in Japan, I would be gone. That I would not stick around, not to see another one. Hell no. So, anyways, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to put fear in anybody, but you just need to look into that. You need to think about. There could be a big eruption coming up for this place, and that's no joke. That's serious. I'm serious about that. Okay, that's it pretty much. I just want to point that out. The rest is up to you. Have a good day.